What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lazio Career Mode, episode number 4 for you guys today. And yeah, we're going to change up the series a little bit. I know I said at the beginning of this, beginning of the season, episode 1, I had a list of like rules and things I wanted to follow. So that's kind of out the window. So we're not even going to bother with it. Moving forward, I want to turn this series into staying a rebuild series, taking on a team like Lazio who hasn't really won the top spot, but they're up there, and moving forward with that sort of theme. So the rest of this episode here you're going to see today is going to be the rest of the season 1, and then episode 5 and 6 will be the entirety of season 2. So 2 episodes per season, and then we'll move to a new team, continuing on the save so we can see all the players progress, new players coming in, stuff like that, and we can try a bunch of different players. So I'm still going to play games, so I can show you guys mainly, important games, that anyone in the top 6, some rivals, the derbies, stuff like that. We're going to still play those games so you have the footage. All of it obviously is post-commentated, like a normal, challenge rebuild or, career mode challenge video. Majority of it is done and then, played and then edited and recorded and all that stuff. So that's how this style is going to go. I hope you guys are okay with that. Leave a like down below if you are enjoying the Wolves series, and if you want to, see where we can go with this series. So we'll definitely have some polls and stuff over on my Twitter regarding this series. So follow that in the description below, so you guys can be involved and you can offer some other insight moving forward, because I want the rest of this series to be sort of interactive. So any comments you may have about which team we could go to next, or which league, or which players to sign, drop it all in there. I'll write it down on a notepad so I have all your comments and stuff, and I'll give you some shout outs and all that throughout the video. So let's jump into this video here and get through all the gameplay and the highlights for the rest of the season. Since we're about halfway through the season, this is what the league table looks like. We're sitting in first with 51 points, ahead of Napoli. We have 0 draws, 1 loss, 17 wins. I said that a little backwards, but Napoli are right on our tail with 50 points, so they're 1 point behind us. They haven't lost a game yet, so it's a crucial one, as you can see on the right side. Our next game is against Napoli. So here's a little graphic, I made up for each game just to show you guys who we're playing, and it's in the Serie A. So I thought I'd just add some more elements to using my graphic skills. But starting off this game, it was one of a more tougher games to play, as Lazio and Napoli, they're both really strong sides. Napoli put up a fight, but here we get a very lucky chance, passing it over to Milinkovic-Savic, getting himself a goal. A little sweat, but the keeper committed towards Immobile, so I had to do it, getting us a secured win. Milan Badale, I don't even know how to say this name, it frustrates me, but he has been sold. He's off to Leicester City, so we acquired 7.5 for him. Next game up is our Rome derby against Roma in the Serie A. Again, it's going to be a good one. This game is probably one of the more intense games because it's the Rome derby, and it doesn't start well for us as we go down 1-0 within the first 4 minutes, but we got to bring it back. It's almost halftime. We get a good challenge there on Virtut. Lazari kind of breaking away, finds Correa in some space now, and I see, is that Immobile on the left? Yeah, it is. Or on the right side, he gets himself a goal right on the stroke of halftime. That game ends and 1-1 draw. So the next game up is in the Coppa Italia against Juventus, or Piemonte Calcio. So like I said, I changed the little graphic in the middle so you guys can see that we're playing differently. So the start of this game, it is the start of the second half. The first half was very slow, and unfortunately no action, really not a lot of action. And anyways, I show you guys mainly just the goals and big highlights. So Dennis slips it through for Correa. He's going to take a shot, and he banks it in the back of the net. So that is a 1-0 victory over that. So we signed some players in this January transfer window. Sandro Tonelli being the biggest talent coming in. He's going to play a crucial role as a backup player in the center mid. So he has a rotation squad role, so that's nothing to complain about. We also brought in Lucas Nemecha, who is a striker, right wing, left wing. He can play pretty well. And then we have Sandro and Cazorla as pre-contract signings, so they will be joining us in the second season. So Strakosha unfortunately gets a large injury. I forget how long he's out for, but it was for a while. And Guerrieri, or however you say his name, is going to be our main keeper because we don't have a proper backup in the team. So that's something to note moving forward into the second season. Up next, we have a game in the semifinals against Inter for the Coppa Nazionale. So I'm going to simulate this first game because it's across 2 legs. So we're going to hope we can get the victory here. And come on, hurry up, Sim. 3-1 loss. That is not good whatsoever. So, I mean, we're going to have some troubles. But now we play Inter in the Serie A, so time to get some revenge on them. You know, they're a tough team. Cavani and Lukaku up top is just super intense to play against. They're both really strong physical players, but as you can see, Immobile has a wide open opportunity here, so he takes the shot, and it's in the back of the net. 53rd minute. It took a while, but we got that victory 1-0 over Inter there. So Europa League, we get a 2-2 draw against AZ in the, I think it's the round of 32 or the round of 16. One of them, I can't remember, but it's really not great starting off, you know, 2-2 draw against AZ when we have the team. We get a 0-0 draw, and we technically go through on away goals. So I'm not complaining. We're in the next round, but it was a close loss. So Coppa Italia, Inter, second leg. Let's do it. We need a victory here. As you can see, here is how we played out. We beat Lecce, or no, I think it's Frosinone, and then we beat Piemonte Calcio. Now we're at Inter. We're down 3-1, but Dennis is going to slip it through to Lamer. Lamer's going to get a shot off, and he scores. 5 minutes in, it is 3-2. It's a big game. We need to get some form of victory here if we can, but unfortunately, Lukaku finds Cavani in open space. We're down 4-2 on aggregate now. And it's not looking good for us. We need 2 goals in the next 20 minutes. So let's see if we can pull something out of the bag here. Petric finds Tonelli, who's going to bring it down safely to Luis Alberto. And Dennis is in the middle here. We're going to try and sweat it up to Dennis. Takes the shot. He scores. Top bins. But it's not enough. We only win this game 2-1, but we lose 4-3 on aggregate. So after those run of games and some simulated games, obviously you didn't see, we are still in first place with 67 points, Juve on our tail. But now we have Olympiacos to play against in the Europa League. And I figured, you know what, I'm going to risk it to sim. We lost 3-1. I couldn't believe my eyes when this happened. We lost 3-1. Jordan Lukaku's out with an injury. Real bad day at the office for us. He's gone for 3 months now with a broken toe. Yeah, that's not good. You know, I remember my frustration. So I'm going to simulate again against Olympiacos. We need a victory here. 4-1. Somehow the boys pull it out the bag. We get a huge victory, but now we have Torino in the Serie A. Torino is, I believe, in 6th place when we play them, and I just wanted to change it up a bit because we played Inter a few times. We'll probably play Milan a couple times. I wanted to give a different team so you guys could see, you know, our progression through the season. So Johnny's running down the wing. He's got lots of space. Finds Lamer to Luis Alberto, and somehow gets it past the keeper with a little bit of stutter steps. 1-0 up against Torino after 15 minutes. But, you know, Torino is going to want to strike back hard. But we cannot let that happen. So Strasha makes a good save. We give it away. And, yeah, we're back to 1-1 after 40 minutes. Unfortunate for us. Petric now finds up to Nemecha. Nemecha's a really good player, by the way. I really enjoy using him, even though for his low overall. He finds Lamer, gets a shot, scores. Since Lamer's not in the right back position, he has done really well for us in the center mid role. I really enjoy using him. Probably one of my favorite signings thus far. But here he goes again, passing it from Nemecha back to Lamer. Can he get himself another goal? He does. 3-1. I believe that's the victory over Torino. So release clause has been paid for Johnny, so he is off to Atletico Madrid. I'm not going to try and stop this. I'm just going to let it happen. Johnny's a backup player in the side, so he's gone for 22.1 million. Now we have Inter Milan in the Serie A, which is another huge game to play. Ibra on the team, one of my favorite players. It's always a struggle coming against a player like his caliber, and even just Milan's team in general. They have a really good build, and I really like them as well. They were the other team I was going to do this challenge with, or this rebuild with, but we find Immobile, open, takes a shot. You know, the man's lethal when he has the ball, so you can't stop him. We win 1-0 there. Confirmation that Johnny has sold. We will acquire 17.5 million when the January transfer window opens. Now, we have a simulated match against Leverkusen in the Europa League. So we get a 2-1 victory over that. These teams, I feel like I can beat any day. So I figured let's get through the season by simulating them. So we simulate again as well. I'm pretty sure this is the round of 16. I don't even know. I'm getting lost in it. But we get another 2-1 victory. So, yeah, we move on to the next round in the Europa League, which is nice to see. And after 33 games, we are still in top spot with 85 points, 1 draw, so 28 wins, 1 draw, and 4 losses. Piemonte Calcio still on our tail, and Inter Milan as well is up there. Even with Napoli, all those players, it could be anybody's game. So now this is a large game. We're coming up against Juventus, and they are on our tail like I just showed you in the table. So we need to get a win today. Immobile bursts past some players and just rockets it in the top right corner after 10 minutes. Unreal goal. I love Immobile so much. He's such a good player, but we have a little passing play now. Immobile is going to break free from Azpilicueta here. See if he can get him another goal. He does. Far post. That's 2 goals after 20 minutes for Immobile. The man is on fire today. He has the ball again. Immobile. He's going to skill around. He's going to take the shot. He's going to get a hat trick within 30 minutes playing against Juventus. The man shows his worth. He is unreal. But here we go again. Immobile on the ball. He's going to be not selfish with it. He's going to pass inside for Lamer. Gets himself a goal. 4-0 victory, or not a 4-0 victory, 4-0 lead over Juventus right now. But it's not done yet as Correa slips one past Buffon. Unfortunate for the legendary keeper, and I don't know what Correa decided to do here. I think he was Bafétimbi Gomez and wanted to crawl across the pitch. So that's a 5-0 victory. Now, Inter again in the Europa League. 1-1 draw. I had to risk it, but we're taking them on. And I'm pretty sure this is like the semifinals. I can't remember, but it's a 1-1 game against Inter. We have a lot of history with them this season, so we need to get the victory. I shouldn't even risk simming the first game, but what a slide challenge from Mukulele there. Unreal. So Luis Alberto sets it up to Immobile, and you guys know what this man can do when he has the space. But instead, he's not going to be selfish. Gives it to Lazari. 1-1. 2-1 now on aggregate. We get the victory, so we're moving on to the next round there. And Napoli up next in the league. 4 or 5 minutes in. Napoli is just going to, play with my emotions a little bit. Send it in the middle, and Lobotka scores. And we don't really ever go down at all in these games or ever really concede. So it was a shock to see. But Immobile finds Zaha on the wing, sends it back for Immobile. He's going to score, getting himself leading up to a 1-1 draw after 10 minutes now. It was a big game, and unfortunately, we could only leave that game as a draw. But that was the final game of the season, boys. And we get the title because we've dominated the league this year. We've shown our worth. We have literally done everything we can to get to this point. A lot of games played, a lot of games simulated, and I'm just happy the simulations went our way because we were able to pull the victory or pull the trophy today out of the bag. So I'm super happy for the team. I'm super happy for the series. But there's one objective, I guess, checked off the list of winning the domestic league. We're not worried about the domestic cup, like I said before. I don't want that to take away right now. We're the Campiones d'Italia. That was the worst English I've ever had, or worst broken Italian English something. It was awful. I'm sorry you had to listen to that, but let's just watch this trophy be lifted by the one and only Ciro Immobile.
They are the champions.
So all we got to focus on now, boys, is the Europa League and securing that victory. I know throughout this video I have probably messed up what stage of the Europa League we were at, but we are in the final now. That is the next game to be played, and it's against none other than Arsenal. One of my favorite teams, really my favorite team to play, and it's I'm excited to play against it. So here is how we ended up: Olympiacos round of 16, quarterfinals Bayer Leverkusen, and then semifinals were Inter Milan. So Aubameyang starting up top today for Arsenal. It's a pretty decent looking side. They have Alaba in the center back role, which is an awesome signing for them. And then a former player of ours, is Lulic, is on the left hand side. But Immobile is going to skill pass, take the shot. It's 22nd minute. We're up 1-0 right now against Arsenal. Celebrate with the fans. It's one of the bigger games and bigger moments for these players right now, coming up against Arsenal, who's not a small side. They definitely could do some damage, but we got to prove who's the better team as we won the league. Now it's time to win the Europa League now. 38th minute now. Immobile has the ball. He's going to try and get through some players. Find Lazari on the right side. He's going to back pass to Correa. Try to get around David Luiz, but David Luiz takes him down for a penalty kick. And yeah, if you guys saw the Arsenal game this past weekend, or past last weekend. Wait, not what day is it today? No. The Arsenal versus Manchester City game. You saw David Luiz was just a shambles. I watched some of the highlights, but I was not impressed with any of it. So we're gonna give this penalty to the one and only Ciro Immobile. We'll slot it bottom right-hand corner. See if this man can bury it, and he does. Green time shot. There we go. 40th minute, 2-0 up against Arsenal. So we're looking likely to be winning this Europa League, but you don't want to jinx it just yet. We're gonna go celebrate with us, the manager. It's a big moment for the team, big moment for my manager, I guess, moving forward in the save. But like I said, I don't want to jinx it just yet because Arsenal are a strong team. Aubameyang finds Ozil with the shot, and they're within 1 goal's reach here, and it's not good. But we're not letting up. We find an opening spot with Correa. He's gonna shoot, but Immobile is gonna get a hat trick in the Europa League final with the weirdest header possible, and it's only a matter of time. And there's that whistle. We have won the Europa League and the domestic cup. Not the domestic cup, the domestic league. The Serie A and the Europa League are our trophies to keep. So that's good on our record. So moving into a new team after the second season, that is on our our rap sheet. We have victories. So it was a long battle with this team trying to get through this half of the season. I did this all in one sitting, one recording, playing. So it took a while to edit it. I know it's a longer video, but that's how I want to keep these videos going moving forward, with half a season per video, so that they're not too long, but you get enough progression and you guys can have your input on what signings to bring in I guess the second episode of that season. So I was gonna let Immobile lift it, but you know what, we'll let Milinkovic-Savic lift it this time. Immobile had the other cup, so Milinkovic-Savic, there you go, mate. Enjoy that trophy and all its glory that comes with it. So automatically, guys, we are in the Champions League. So I'm happy to announce that. I'm sure you guys already knew by winning the league. So there we are, the Europa League winners, Lazio, SS Lazio. Also, how do you guys like the thumbnail? The thumbnail is brand new. I love it. It looks sweet. I changed all the other ones. It's probably one of my more favorite thumbnails now. But there is confirmation, obviously. We won 3-1 over Arsenal. So let's have a look at some of our statistics now. We won the league, obviously. 38 games played, 32 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses, finishing with 98 points. Juventus was up there with us. They had 95 points. So basically 1 game behind us. They could have overtaken us and won the league. But going down for next season, I don't know why we're paused here. Can we continue to move? Come on. There we go. So SPAL, Spal, Hellas Verona, and Lecce are all going down to the Serie B next season. So top goal scorers were Cavani with 30 goals in 38 games, which is a wicked ratio. And then you have Dybala and Ronaldo up there, both with 25. The next best player on ours was Immobile, had 17 in 25 games. So I guess the ratio's on par or pretty close to Cavani. So, no complaints. Immobile got injured this season, unfortunately, so he didn't get to play all the games. But is there anyone else on this list? Yeah, we have a few. Milinkovic-Savic has 12, and Correa has 11. So not too bad there. But assists now, Lazari has 9 assists. Correa has 7 assists. We have a bunch of people on assists. Luis Alberto has some assists, and Immobile has 6 assists. So having a look at the team stats now, who scored the top goals for us in the Serie A. So Immobile had 27 goals for the team in 43 appearances, 7 assists. Dennis had 10 goals. I'm just kind of going through the strikers here, the guys who are supposed to be scoring. He only had 10 goals, so a little, lackluster from him this season. Didn't mind using him, but Lamer came up clutch for us in the final. He only got a few goals in the Serie A, but he really picked it up, and I was very happy using him. So I liked him a lot. Nemecha, I'm excited to use him next season. Keep training him up. He only got 1 goal this season in the Serie A. So I'm not too bothered by it, but I definitely want to put some training into him, get him up there. Jordan Lukaku, I'm sad to say I'm looking to sell him because he was injured. I don't really want to use him personally. It's just not my style of player. So I just had to say that. But the most games played was by Joaquin Correa, 49. Strakosha has 48. Dermisi has 48 as well, who's honestly surprised me this season. I play him at the left back spot. He isn't normally a left back, but because we had no wingers in the team. It was something to do with the training. I had to change him so I could train him up. It didn't show the left back, right backs, but Conrad Lamer, favorite player I signed so far. So all the objectives, basically, we secured all of them. Youth development, obviously I do that in the background, but brand exposure, 100% in our earnings. We won the cup at the Europa League, so they're happy about that. We won the Serie A. We reached the quarterfinal in the Coppa Nazionale, so we reached the semifinal, and then we kept salary growth under 10%. Not sure how that works, but that is it for this episode, guys. That is it for this season, so I hope you guys did enjoy it. Leave a like down below if you did. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys at the start of season 2, so the next episode. And also, follow me on Twitter so you guys can, have some say in these videos and all that stuff, and leave some comments of what you'd like to see moving forward. So thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one. Peace.